I want to talk to you about importing footage and the best settings for a new project in Final Cut 10. If you notice here, on my hard drive, I have everything I'm going to need to edit our GenEd 1099 trailer. Okay, I have my library there, I have my footage here, everything that we need. And if we open up one of our movies and go under Window to show Movie Inspector, this is telling me that the format for this video is 1920 by 1080 and it's shot at 23.98 frames per second. Okay, and this is probably our main footage for the trailer. And now if I look in my assets folder and open this one up in QuickTime, do the same thing. This is telling me that the format for this video is 960 by 540, shot at 30 frames a second. So you can see that we're dealing with things that are that have different resolutions and dimensions. If we click on some of our JPEGs here, you can see this one is dimension of 3600 by 4800. This one's 1080 by 1609 with a resolution of 300 by 300 pixels. This one is a different dimension, not different resolution. Let's see what we can find here. So you can see that we have many different dimensions, many different resolutions. Okay, this is 72 by 72. So if we go into Final Cut and take a look at our library, okay, and we click on storage locations, it's telling us that for our library, importing footage, it's going to store things in the library, and these are the locations, okay? So, and then if we go under Final Cut Pro to Preferences, we're going to take a look at two tabs here. On the Import tab, we have a choice of Copy to Library Storage Location or Leave Files in Place. Since we're on the same hard drive, it's very easy to leave files in place. We have no need to make extra copies and take up more room on our hard drive. And we also want to make sure that Create Optimized Media and Create Proxy Media are not checked. Because if we look over here, it's saying imported files, proxy and optimizing media and consolidated files in the library. So this helps us save space on our hard drive. And if we go to our Playback tab, we also want to make sure that Create Optimized Media for Multicam Clips is not checked. Okay, because we don't need to use up more hard drive space. Okay, so now let's go to our footage event. Okay, so I can import media two ways. I can take our videos. I can take our videos and select them and just drag them over to import them. Or I can click on our Import tab, navigate to the folder where the two videos are, choose them, and if you notice it's saying Add to the Footage event, Leave Files in Place, and we do not have Create Optimized Media or Proxy Media selected. All right, so I'm going to import those selected. So now let's create our new project. So I'm going to go in my project folder, project event, create a new project. Now sometimes it comes up this way where it's just going to set it based on the first video clip properties. But let's go to our custom settings. We'll make this importing and projects. And we're going to look, see, we have our 1080 PHD, 1920 by 1080 resolution, but our frame rate is 30 frames a second, which is different than the main footage we want to use. So I'm going to go to 2398, choose that. And now our project is set to those dimensions. So let's go to our footage folder, take one of these files, and drag it down to our project timeline. Okay, let's see, do we need this? We don't need that. So there's our 1920 by 1080 frame. Okay, it looks fine. So now let's go to our asset event. And we'll drag down, let's drag down this. Okay, now you can see that even though it's a much different dimension, it's not distorted in any way. I mean, of course, we have to deal with putting something so we don't see our professor underneath it. But no matter what I drag down, no matter how different it is, it still looks fine. Final Cut can handle the different resolutions and the different dimensions without distorting them. Okay, hope that helps.